This fairly extreme pass is for the more experienced driver. It descends 739 meters over 14.5 kilometers, producing some exceptionally steep gradients, with some of the sections being at 1 in 3. The pass is the main access road to the Tiffendal ski resort and is generally well maintained, with the worst sections either having been strip concreted or fully concreted. We filmed this pass from north to south in the descending mode for maximum scenic value, although this is not the way most first-timers will travel the pass. Carlisle is of course a Scottish name. One of the farms up the valley was originally known as Carlisle's Corner, which over time became Carlisleshoek. A spruit is the Afrikaans word meaning stream. As is the grammatical style of the Afrikaans language, words tend to be grouped together rather than separated, and so Carlisle's Corner Stream Pass became known as Carlisleshoekspruit Pass. In its Afrikaans format, it happens to be the second longest pass name in South Africa. You need to be well prepared if you plan on driving this route during winter. Temperatures can drop as low as -22 degrees Celsius, so ensure you have warm enough clothing in case something goes wrong. The road is not to be trifled with, and although 4x4 is not mandatory, it is nonetheless recommended. It is possible to drive the pass in a normal car under stable and dry weather conditions, but if it's snowing or raining heavily, a 4x4 is a much safer option. Once you reach the concreted sections, drivers should engage first gear and remain in that gear, using engine compression to slow the vehicle down rather than overuse of brakes, which can easily overheat on such long and extreme gradients. The first full hairpin bend occurs at the 1.8 kilometer mark at an altitude of 2,485 meters, and this is also the point where the concreted section begins. The road will remain in close contact with the Carlisleshoekspruit all the way to the bottom of the pass, crossing and recrossing it several times before it forms a confluence with the dominant Bell River. The scenery here is reminiscent of the Scottish Highlands, and the names in the area bear testimony to the hardy Scottish immigrants who originally settled here. With names like Tiffendal, Burnbrae, Loch Ness, Ben Macdui, Glengareth, Pitlochry, and of course Carlisle's Corner, it leaves no doubt as to the Scottish legacy. Just after the first concrete bridge, the road reaches its steepest gradient, and it's important to be in first gear to effectively control speed and braking. The safest places to stop are on the hairpin bends themselves, where one can enjoy the crisp mountain air, waterfalls and breathtaking mountain scenery. Four-wheel drive vehicles must remember to unlock the center diff to prevent axle wind-up on the concrete sections. This next section of the pass is one of the steepest in the whole of South Africa, with an average gradient of 1 in 3. Remember, when you're evaluating this pass with the intention to drive it, that the video always makes it look easier than what it is in reality. It's incredibly steep and especially scary for drivers not accustomed to such steep gradients. The second hairpin bend comes up at the 3 kilometer mark at an altitude of 2,300 meters. There's a fairly wide level grassy section here where you can pull over to enjoy the fantastic views. If you drive this pass during the summer season, you can get a bird's eye view from this vantage point of one of several waterfalls along the valley. The big lake close to Tiffendal at the top of the mountain is called Loch Ness. It's the highest stillwater fly fishing venue in South Africa. Close to Rhodes and just to the north of the ski resort is the highest mountain in the Eastern Cape, known as Ben Macdui, which has a summit height of 3,001 meters. The indigenous tribes call the mountain the Great Mother, but the local farming community refer to it simply and fondly as Ben Mac. The village of Rhodes is the focal point of tourism in this remote and high-altitude part of the Eastern Cape. Rhodes exudes a timeless charm and beauty, and the Victorian-era village, dating back to 1880, was declared a National Conservation Area in 1997. It's the only complete village in South Africa that is a national monument from end to end. Be sure to watch parts 2 and 3 of this beautiful and challenging mountain pass.